It was a rainy autumn afternoon when Emily, a young and ambitious journalist, stumbled upon an old, forgotten photograph in the attic of her family's ancestral home. The sepia-toned image depicted a group of 5 stern-looking children standing in front of a grand yet eerie mansion. Intrigued by the photograph and the possibility of uncovering a hidden story, Emily decided to investigate its origins. Emily's research led her to the small, secluded village of Ravenswood, where the mansion in the photograph was located. The villagers were reluctant to speak about the mansion, but she eventually managed to persuade an elderly woman named Agnes to share the dark history of the Ravenswood orphanage. According to Agnes, the orphanage was established in the late 1800s by a wealthy philanthropist named Sir William Blackwood. He dedicated his fortune to providing a safe haven for orphaned children. However, the orphanage soon gained a sinister reputation due to the mysterious deaths of several children. The villagers believed the orphanage was cursed, and it was eventually abandoned after a fire consumed part of the building, leaving it in ruins. Undeterred by the chilling tales, Emily decided to visit the mansion. She was accompanied by her best friend, James, a local historian who shared her curiosity about the past. As they approached the mansion, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped them. The mansion's once grand facade was now covered in ivy, and the windows were shattered, giving it a haunting appearance. Emily and James cautiously entered the mansion, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The air inside was heavy with the scent of mildew and decay. They made their way to the main hall, where they discovered a dusty old chest. Inside the chest, they found a collection of personal items, including letters, diaries, and photographs. As Emily read through the letters, she uncovered the heart-wrenching stories of the children who lived in the orphanage. The letters revealed that Sir William Blackwood had been a kind and caring guardian, but he had succumbed to madness after the tragic death of his own daughter. Driven by grief, he began conducting dark rituals, believing he could communicate with her spirit. One night, as Emily and James continued their investigation, they stumbled upon a hidden door leading to the mansion's basement. The air grew colder as they descended the creaking stairs, and an overwhelming sense of dread washed over them. The basement was filled with strange symbols and remnants of Sir William's rituals. In the dim light, they discovered a large, ornate mirror that seemed out of place in the dreary basement. As Emily gazed into the mirror, she felt an inexplicable connection to the children in the photograph. Suddenly, the reflection of the room began to warp and twist, revealing the ghostly figures of the 5 children. The children's eyes were hollow and filled with sorrow. They reached out to Emily, their voices echoing in her mind, begging for help. Emily realized that the children's spirits were trapped within the mansion, unable to find peace. Determined to free them, she continued to search for answers. As Emily and James delved deeper into the history of the orphanage, they uncovered the truth behind the children's deaths. It was not a curse that plagued the orphanage, but Sir William's descent into madness and the dark forces he had unwittingly unleashed. The children's spirits were tormented by the residual energy of his rituals, unable to move on. With newfound resolve, Emily and James sought the help of a local priest, Father Thomas, who was knowledgeable in exorcisms and spiritual cleansing. Father Thomas agreed to help, and together, they prepared for a final confrontation with the malevolent forces that haunted the mansion. The night of the cleansing, a powerful storm raged outside as Emily, James, and Father Thomas gathered in the basement. Father Thomas began the exorcism, his voice strong and unwavering as he recited the ancient prayers. The air grew thick with tension, and the temperature plummeted as the spirits of the children manifested around them. The children's sorrowful cries filled the room, their anguish palpable. Father Thomas continued the exorcism, urging the spirits to find peace and move on. As the ritual progressed, the ghostly figures of the children began to fade, their expressions softening with relief. Just as it seemed the cleansing was nearly complete, a dark, shadowy figure emerged from the depths of the basement. It was the malevolent spirit of Sir William Blackwood, his face twisted with rage and torment. He lunged at Emily, desperate to maintain his hold over the mansion and its spirits. In a moment of bravery, Emily stood her ground, clutching the old photograph as a talisman. She called out to the children, urging them to resist Sir William's control and find the strength to move on. The children's spirits rallied around her, their collective energy pushing back against the malevolent force. With one final, powerful prayer from Father Thomas, Sir William's spirit was banished, and the oppressive darkness that had plagued the mansion began to lift. The children's spirits, now free from their torment, offered Emily a final, grateful smile before fading into the light. The storm outside began to subside, and the air inside the mansion grew warmer. Emily, James, and Father Thomas emerged from the basement, their hearts heavy with the weight of the experience but also filled with a sense of accomplishment. As they left the mansion, Emily glanced back at the old photograph one last time. The children's faces, once stern and sorrowful, now seemed at peace. Emily knew that she had helped to free the spirits of the past and had uncovered the truth behind the haunting memories of the old photograph. In the years that followed, Emily continued her work as a journalist, driven by her desire to uncover the truth and help those in need. The story of the Ravenswood orphanage became one of her most cherished memories, a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and the relentless pursuit of justice.